do that.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, Skeeth, please do carry on.
Oh my god, that was terrible. I had to figure out how to turn that off. I was gonna say, right now, our safe spotting rules are a little vague, and that's actually something we needed to kind of go over, is to clarify that a little bit better within the team, and we'll probably end up publishing a bit more detail. It's always been weird whether outranging the guards versus using game objects that are within range of the guards to exploit terrain and things like that. And so there's a lot of spots that are questionable, and half the time, I will say we've made mistakes in the past where it's like, no, that's not safe spotting. That's just outranging and stuff like that. So I do think I've kind of dropped the ball on that, and I need to follow up and try to see if I can. What am I trying to say here? Try to fine tune the rules on that a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd actually definitely like, if you do happen to get that, I'd like to have some information on that.
I'm actually going to go pull up the current thing and work on that now, actually.
Quick question. What's your guys' plan after the first KT kill?
Fresh,
let's go, boys.
I'm gonna go watch the second KT kill. That's my plan.
Is there any plans or development of TBC, or is that completely out?
No, it's officially on pause. I'll explain again. So when Bliss announced that Classic was coming, we decided to focus our development efforts on polishing the current realms instead of possibly wasting a lot of time working on a TBC server that might not see the light of day.
And with our character status, what's going to happen with that?
We're gonna. Our goal is to allow players to download basically a encrypted copy of their own character data, and we will publish the public key so that you can decrypt it, and you will retain a full copy of your own character data.
Gold and everything included?
Yeah, everything included.
So if we happen to bring it to Krog's and Shadow's server, you guys won't be disappointed?
We couldn't give a fuck.
What you can do, whatever you see you want with it. I mean, it's your data. It's your character. Other projects might not accept it, but I think whenever Classic comes out, there's going to be rather few arguments for playing on private servers. You know, you might as well just play Classic at that point.
Alright, thanks for clarification.
Yeah, I think the only thought process is after Classic sounds like, do you not want to pay for it? You know, that's not why we're here, you know?
That's not why we're here, as I said earlier. Our only motivation, I think I can speak for most of the team when I say this, our only motivation for doing this is that we have a genuine love for the Classic, rather vanilla or Classic WoW, as it was, you know, back in the good old days. We're not doing this to provide a pirated experience, a free pirated realm that people can play on. That's not why we're doing this, and that is why we intend on shutting down when Classic comes out.
Yeah, I was thinking of going along the course that a lot of people don't want to go through the whole vanilla experience again, and if they don't release, TBC off the bat or something, then probably a lot of people will probably not play it again,
Yeah.
And try to find a TBC private server that will take our characters' data from Lightbringer.
There's certainly going to be a lot of other alternative projects trying to, benefit off of us shutting down. I think a majority of us are going to go to Classic when it comes out, but there's going to be, a lot of other projects that will probably accept your character data whenever we decide to make it available for you guys.
All right, cool. And is there any other projects that you guys can co-sign at this moment, or no?
Like,
yeah, or just like give your approval that that these guys are quality players or
I think
developers and shit.
Perhaps like in terms of TBC, that would have to be Vengeance, because they do have a lot of the same mindset of why we're doing this. They do have a lot of good developers. They contribute to the open source like we do to the open source projects, and they actually contribute back to C Mango's TBC, which is a great thing, I think. Something I wish we would too, but at this point the cores are way too different for us to be doing that. So like, I think if we were to ever give someone the thumbs up to carry on, it would probably be Vengeance, but I think we'll see down the line. As I said, we're not here to provide people with a pirated version of the game to play on. We're doing this for the pure love and out of classic WoW.
So classic WoW could take like 2 years to come out. Why not, fill out that space of time with something like Burning Crusade?
It's going to take a significant amount of time getting a TBC run ready.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, TBC, go, bye.
No, of course, but you don't have a team. Didn't you have a team willing to do this and already working on it prior?
That would be a lot of the same developers that we have today. I'm certain that we would have other developers joining in. But the challenge is that, at least from what I know, even if we start today, we will not be able to launch, even if we accelerate the timelines of certain realms, you would not be able to launch a TBC realm, which would be somewhat, would have somewhat of a proper quality that people would enjoy it.
Why not partner with a realm that you already trust and think their stuff is solid and open character copies once each realm is completed next?
There's you can't just pick a project and say, hey, do you want to work with us? There's a lot of things you have to get together, you have to agree on. And if you look back on the Nostalrius and Elysium partnership, we all know how that ended.
Shackle Goblins.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't care about money making at the end of the day. I mean, you guys can make some money, I guess, but a lot of people just want the TBC experience again with their current characters data.
I think you will have that at some point during Classic, but
yeah,
like what we're saying right now is that, and we have talked to Vengeance in the past about a possible collaboration going forward. The thing is, like, we don't know if they want to, keep working on the server when Classic comes out. Let's say if we do find a project outside of Vengeance that wanna continue on, like, what guarantees do we have that they will not do anything bad with the data that we give them? There's a lot of ifs, and you can't just snap your fingers. It's not that easy to pick a project that you're willing to collaborate with. I think a lot of us would have to make sure that our goals and ideals kind of match together, and that we come to some sort of agreement, and trying to make sure that they don't fuck us over in the end. So I think it's easier for us as a project to just provide the character data, sort of openly, so that anyone can get it, any one of the players can get it, and they themselves can transfer that character data to any other project. So for us, I think it's easier to let the players choose what you want to do with that data.
Well, are we allowed to sell that character data?
Say again, sorry?
Are we allowed to sell that character data? Or is that still against the TOS from...
Well, depending on whatever solution we come up with, I think only the account owner will be allowed to download a copy of the character data, which is going to be encrypted from us, but the public key will be posted. So that means that you can decrypt it. You cannot encrypt it again. So we will be giving a encrypted copy of the data that you can decrypt and use, for example, on your local server or on another project. And that is how we verify that that data is intact. But that means that we have to make sure that the private key is not exposed and stuff like that.
Can you turn that off?
Mm-hmm. I mean, have you guys considered making this more fluid? I mean, I don't think there's anybody on the server who wants to see their character, just kind of fall apart or get deleted. They'd rather or have to, move their own data. Like, I think it'd be smart for you guys to make this more fluid with either another realm or you yourself to a BC realm. There's obviously a market.
I just explain. I'm just gonna go through it shortly, rather quickly. Picking a project for us to work with is hard. We have to make sure that they don't, do something bad with the data we might give them. We have to make sure that they follow our ideals and goals and whatever, thoughts around that we have around the project. And as I said, if you look back on the Nostalrius Elysium partnership, it was rather short-lived. And it turns out in the end that Elysium actually had, bad intentions with the data that they got. So picking a project and working with is not as easy as people might think.
Yeah, but what's your alternative? Like, just do nothing with it? I mean, that seems...
The alternative is allowing people to download a copy of their character data and decide on their own what to do with it.
Yes, so you're not trying to force anybody to pick their,
Yeah, and as I said earlier, people playing WoW are not unknown to the fact that their progression at some point might be irrelevant, and that might be, for example, on private servers, might be after a fresh realm comes out. If a majority of the people decide to reroll on a fresh realm, what happened with Elysium, which is now a Lightbringer, that is one thing that might happen. Another thing that might happen is that an expansion might launch, such as what happened in retail. For example, when you did Classic or Vanilla, when TBC came out, your Vanilla progression was almost kind of irrelevant at that point because everyone was kind of starting fresh, if you know what I mean.
So you guys are making a fresh server then?
Grow.
People playing WoW are not unknown to the fact that at some point either the server dies, such as happened with many other private server projects, or an expansion pack launches. Nothing lives on forever, and I think people really have to keep that in the back of their heads. We cannot keep reviving all the time.
My old WoWscape character, that's long since dead. That it's come, it's gone. I played it, had fun, it's over with, and the data's gone. It's a fact of life.
It sounds like you're saying it's just too hard to do, and you're giving up.
Yeah, you forced us to come here by destroying Yeah, Elysium, and we're here now, so it's kind of like your obligation to further content.
Well, look, they don't have an obligation, they're in for
Would you
free.
rather continue on Elysium? I mean, we provided you with a 1-to-1 alternative to.
You deleted their character data, and then we had a month of playing that they didn't have access to.
Yeah, but they have.
So I mean, it wasn't really. I'm not going to complain. Like I don't really care.
Don't rehash the past. It's irrelevant now.
Yeah, there's equivalent drama on both servers. No one gives a shit. We just want to play the game. I mean,
we're talking
we came here,
not the past.
I think
To be honest, I wouldn't want to play
the game.
I wouldn't want to play in Elysium anymore with those shackle vacuums walking around, crowded shit.
They have the same issues here, bro.
Well,
that's the entrance.
It's not the
Yeah, Whitekidney's already made it kind of explicit that once the classic comes out, there's not going to be a continuation of Lights Hope. So with that in hand, let's talk about what's going to be happening before that.
Like a merge.
Yeah, like merging or fixing Dire Mall loot tables. Because I think you guys did a lot of with the gold farming. I think it's probably a good time for us to be able to go farm it ourselves.
Most of that is already undone. If you haven't noticed, it's been like that for.
Can you fix the king, or is that already fixed?
Wait, can hunters solo farm DMT?
I don't think that's patched yet. The king teleports you to him if there's not enough people on the aggro table.
Or drop rates from dogs are still not right either.
It is right. The items were made soulbound to prevent them from being traded and then sold to vendors for gold.
Yeah, the soul binding was an anti-gold seller thing.
And it doesn't affect anyone in any way, so it doesn't really matter unless you're trying to trade grays.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah, literally.
This is just doing that and then selling the gold to people. But I think that you guys have actually destroyed the Chinese gold market for the most part. So I think being able for us regular players to go and then do it would be great.
Gold's way easier to track. Gold's way easier to track than items. That's why we soulbound those things.
Yeah, I'm tracking that. It's just having so many good gold making methods for people that are doing.
Can you just clearly state when you're going to release a new fresh? Because I feel like you're beating around the bush and not being clear. How long after the KT kill are you going to release fresh?
Shortly. It's not 100% set in stone yet, but I think the lead team is all of us are leading towards a short launch, very shortly.
When is the merge though?
It's from fucking subtitling, bro.
We're still trying to figure that out.
Well, you could delay Darushar's Nax and release Nax on both servers at the same time and merge them?
You're fucking baboon. You're not gonna have a merge. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say it real quick this time.
Don't merge Anathema and fucking Lightbringer. That's retard.
There's no fucking easy way to fix the delicate situation surrounding Anathema at this point.
I don't know why not, but Darushar is all that matters.
The problem with merging Anathema with...
crap, dude.
If you merge Anathema with the Lightbringer, there's people in Anathema that have 20 weeks worth of clearing max with gear. I mean, that's not going to work.
I mean, we know.
Dude, there's fucking 10 players there. It doesn't matter, man. No, there's more of them. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I have a character on there with 30,000 gold and full tier 3. So,
the Anathema database is gonna, if you directly merge it with LB, it's gonna have very serious consequences to the LB economy. So you cannot, just put them together. It doesn't work like that.
I mean, on a long enough timeline, it doesn't matter. You're gonna kill Lightbringer with fresh anyway.
That depends.
If you know the life.
Depending on the classic timeline, and as far as I know, Q1 2019 is what Blizzard is aiming for. If you decide to launch fresh sometime shortly after KT is killed, that means you would have a rather or very sped up timeline to catch up with LB. At that point, if you decide to launch fresh with the end goal of merging it with LB and Anathema and Darishar, and in the end ending up with a super realm so that everyone could play on and have fun towards the end of the project. I think, in my opinion, that's the best possible outcome for the project. But all of the leads have different opinions. We're all trying to find, or rather agree on what might be the best possible outcome.
So you're talking about if we get an actual launch date for Classic?
Yeah. But from what I know, it is Q1 2019.
Where is this actually? I haven't seen anything about the release date.
Party!
Oh my god.
My ears.
I guess you have some inside information.
There's going to be a lull in content in BFA sometime 3 to 4 months after it launches, and then that'll be around Christmas time, which will be 2019. So we'll probably get it around January.
Party, guys! Woo!
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it'll probably come after the first raid tier has been on farm for like about a month or two, and then it'll probably start going into a lull because it's just farming. The progression of actually clearing the raid is over, the race is over, so it'll be just a farming session. So it was like with Arrow Nightmare.
So at what point are we going to get our data to make a decision if we want to go to a different server?
Probably towards the end of the project. Probably even after it has ended.
I mean, at the end of Lightbringer, that should be a good time to give it to us to make our decision if we want to go to another server that has BC or go to a fresh server that you guys are putting out. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, I mean that's what we were aiming for anyway. We wanted to make it available earlier on, but
I mean, like, if you give it to us, like, 8 months from now when Classic comes out, it doesn't matter by that point. What we're looking for is in between, like, if we don't want to roll in a fresh server and play Vanilla all over again and just do it again in Classic, instead we've already played through all of Vanilla now, we want to go to TBC before Classic launches.
People want Burnt Crusade is definitely the feel, bro. And it's kind of just like, upsetting that you guys aren't doing a Burnt Crusade server because that was, like, advertised even when you guys switched from Elysium to here as well.
Yeah, but that was before Classic was announced.
How does Classic affect TBC, though?
Exactly. There's no competition there between the two of them.
We don't know if... We're not doing this for the competition. We are doing this to provide people with an alternative server to many other projects that are currently out there, so that people can play Vanilla or Classic, whatever the fuck you might call it. I think Classic covers many different expansions, but whatever. We're not, doing this to grab the whole scene or the whole player base covering all of the other projects. We're just doing this because we want to have an alternative server. No one from the project is benefiting off of this. We're living purely out of donations right now. Whatever you guys might call a potential market for players, we don't fucking make anything out of running the server. We're just doing it, like, the servers are literally running on donations and pure love from the staff. That's it. We don't care about the total amount of players playing here. The player count. We just want to offer players with the best possible vanilla experience.
Just for talking about like the rest of the staff, I mean, we do have an official Classic release date, and I'm sure they're going to want to play that now that they have an actual, know that it's actually going to come out. So the incentive for making a TBC server when they know that a vanilla server is coming out retail, they're probably not going to have everyone on board with trying to develop a TBC server pretty much from scratch.
Jesus fuck.
Man.
Do something with that.
I think I just can.
Please.
God. Oh God.
What Kitty's gonna say is
fucking hot.
Their intention isn't to make a TBC server, they're a vanilla project, and that's fine.
When is the end of the project?
When Classic comes out. We did intend to make a TBC server. But then Classic was announced, so we decided to shift our development efforts onto polishing the current realms. But we're kind of going in circles here, so I'm probably gonna.
I got one last question to ask, a really big important one. When are we gonna see our? When is my guild gonna see our Thunder Fury? It's been 3 years.
Oh Jesus!
Man, fuck you, Thunder Fury.
Yeah.
You're getting shit.
Has this been addressed about the gold sellers, like why the spam has been, haven't seen it in like literally a month? What's going on?
Anti-spam whooping.
It's a combination between a new anti-spam and a new anti-cheat.
Making me not want to, just end it all every day anymore. That's great.
At least the mail's gone.
So
are you gonna take any action against Shackle Goblin, Sun Loot, and ZG?
No. What I'm doing is completely fine. Fuck you, Sloth.
No, it's not. Greedy fuck.
GDKP.
So, last question on the BC, the Burning Crusade thing. Could you at least get in contact with a different server and let them know when you guys plan on, putting Nax out so they can attempt to be ready for when you guys are finishing up Lightbringer?
It's gonna be.
You don't have to give them more information, but to make it a little bit more fluid, like give them a date or a timeline of when you guys plan on finishing, so they can be ready to release something for the whatever 20,000 active players you have on the server or more. I don't even know.
We have between 130 and 150,000 unique accounts sign in every month.
So
I think that's asking a lot for a free server.
All he's asking is to set a date for when they plan to be done. Like that's.
I mean, if a server needs to prepare,
it's whenever Classic comes out.
We don't have a classic release date, is what he's saying. I'm sure as soon as
we were talking Houdini over here.
We were promised a BC server, and a lot of people make characters on this server to advance into Burning Crusade.
They promised before they announced it, though. I don't know what you guys don't understand.
Exactly.
They were kind of demanding a whole lot out of.
I'm just on a date to a different server, private server.
It's a free server, man.
Yeah, it's a free server. Plus,
it's a free server.
Plus, it comes out. Are you seriously going to go try to play on some TBC free server?
You're basically asking us to give a date on some. We don't know when Classic is coming out.
No, I'm saying when you prepare to release Nax, not a date of Classic. When you release Nax, it's going to be a countdown to when this Lightbringer server ends.
Yeah, we're still trying to iron that out. Whenever we know the date of when we're releasing Nax, we will announce it to the players. But if we will have the character data backup system ready by then, it's highly unlikely. As I said, it is more likely that it's going to be ready sometime closer to the end of the project, if not even after the project is shut down.
Right. Is any of your staffs going to a different, team or whatever?
Server? Project?
Yeah, switching to Vengeance or
I am so done when this is over.
Yeah, me too.
Being hired by Blizzard?
No comments.
I am so just no toxic. No, I'm done. Bye.
Okay, chill.
We're not toxic. We're nice people. What the fuck?
People even care if their staff here went somewhere else, or people who follow them.
I mean, if the majority of them did, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would see the integrity and the high expectations of what they hold in Lightbringer. They'll follow.
I think people might be finished. I think people are gonna sit back and enjoy Classic retail.
So,
I have more fun on the
Um,
server than on retail.
between the time that you guys are ready to call it quits on Lightbringer and the actual release date of Classic, if there's a big lull in between those two times, you're going to come up with something to keep us occupied in the meantime.
It's probably going to shut down. Probably a week, 2 weeks, a month before. So it's not going to be a whole lot of like waiting time.
Okay, so you're going to keep it up. You're going to keep the servers running at least till like a month before Classic release date.
Yeah, I think we're aiming to keep it online as long as possible, but not like until like the day before. I think that's something we have to discuss in the lead team. But I think like a week or two perhaps is a healthy estimate of when the server should shut down.
I know you said earlier that the merge isn't really easy to do because of the mess that the Anathema database is on, but I think it's strongly exaggerated how bad of a mess it is. And the same goes that the Lightbringer economy and so on, it's not nearly as fragile or good as some people claim. So it really wouldn't be a problem of merging those two together, especially at that point of patch 1.12.
Fuck merges.
Even if they reach the same patch level, I think I would actually love, and this is something I actually would invest a rather large amount of time into, is anonymizing the character data that's in the database and kind of releasing it for some sort of a open source investigation into the Anathema economy. Nostalgius, whenever they had their server up, did a really good job at certain things, but something that they did poorly is to investigate and follow up on all of the verbose and extra log information that they were sitting on. Unfortunately, there was, as far as I recall, at least 4 major exploits that were active throughout. Since Nostalgius launched from day one, actually, up until several months into Elysium, or at least me joining the team, and getting my hands on that data, that were active exploits that was being exploited both on Anathema and Lightbringer. But however, on Lightbringer, the damage was somewhat easier to contain than on Anathema, where you had multiple gold sealing rings and larger amount of items being exploited. As I said, I would love, if possible, to take certain pieces of character database data, anonymize it properly, removing any personally identifiable information, and then releasing it to people so that they could see for themselves how fucked up that the Anathema database actually is.
So what you're saying is a merge isn't going to happen?
No, that's not what I said. I said that what I'm saying is that a merge, if we were to do it, for example, right now or later on, would have rather severe consequences on, for example, LB, if we decided to merge it with Lightbringer or Darkshire or whatever we decide on.
Alright, so I'm hearing a lot of Anathema talk, but what about Dorshire? What about the...
Dorshire doesn't matter.
Darkshire is a PvE realm, and we do have a large, rather solid PvE player base. And merging Darrow, for example, with Anathema and making that a PvP realm is going to be very unfair to that core PvE player base that we do have. And I don't think that's something we could do.
I honestly don't know how big the... I mean, I get that there are some people. I mean, I know personally some people that are against it. When you
most of my guild...
picture, yeah, I think most of the people are okay with it.
Most of my guild will quit playing if it gets merged.
Yeah,
I play on the
That exactly what I'm saying. Is that there's gonna be fucking like if you say you're playing on Darkshire right now and you don't mind being merged with that PvP realm,
I love merge.
You're probably desperate at that point, and you probably were drunk when you decided to start on Darrow instead of starting on Anathema.
I started because it's PvE.
Exactly.
Well, I started because Anathema was shit, and I couldn't play on Anathema at the time. But anyways, that's
when you had
point.
When you had a choice between Darrow and Anathema or Nost.
I mean, my point is that the population is dropping, and like my guild is seeing like a decrease. Like people are quitting, and just a lot of guilds are disbanding and like merging.
That's completely natural that people are quitting. That might be for different reasons. That might be because the server is dying. If you want to keep playing on that meme. But
it's not really a meme.
What I do see is a lot of people acting like there's not a realm called Lightbringer. As I said before, everybody's completely free to click on the fucking change run button and reroll on another realm.
Do you know how much playtime I have on my rogue?
Exactly.
No one cares.
You can do
You're saying, okay, just throw away your 3,000 hours on this character and roll on another server.
Maybe you should get a fucking job.
I mean, you don't have to do that anyways. Eventually, when the server is like not up anymore, you spend 3,000 hours on a private server. So I'm not gonna expect that shit to last.
But listen, guys, I hear a lot of you arguing and.
Oh, Aspon! Oh, Aspon! Oh!
Can you ban Fizz PHIV?
He's been banned. So now, like you guys, people sitting here and disagreeing with each other is exactly the same discussion that we're having right now in the lead chat.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so let's say, I I get that it was our choice to roll, and whatever the reason is, it's our fault. But what is wrong with letting people, choose to transfer over? And, even if, let's say, the economy is an issue, I would, give up all my gold to transfer to let's say, Lightbringer.
Reasonable, for sure.
Yeah.
I have no gold to start with, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say as well. Like, if you made an option for people to sacrifice their shit.
Even if you give people the option, a majority is going to transfer across, and then you're going to be left with certain people sticking there. And
yeah,
then,
exactly, like 20% of the population.
But it doesn't matter. It's still 20% of the population that I feel like I, as a lead member of the project, I have a responsibility to them to allow them to keep playing on. No matter what you do, it's going to be unfair to certain people. It's going to be unfavorable to certain people, and that is exactly why we're trying to discuss everything specifically and as in such detail as possible, is to find the best possible outcome. Really, it's not an easy task as people might think. We're really trying to cover every single aspect of a potential merge, of a potential fresh realm, the technical aspects, the economical aspects, everything surrounding whatever's going on, and it is not an easy task. These discussions have been going on for months.
That's what people are frustrated, because we've seen the decline when it started back in was it June? Like, everything started falling apart in June on the servers. Like, guilds just started crashing. People kept quitting. The server went from like 3K pop to like 1.5K peaks, if that.
Yeah.
And that's when it started.
You didn't see the warning that you should have re-rolled? Hello?
What if they made a new server today and you had to re-roll from Lightbringer? You'd be pissed.
Not really. Just one play.
Same here, man. I love this server.
I love my guild.
Anyways, I'll take one last question before I go.
Yeah, this question isn't really out of curiosity. It's just to anticipate, future thoughts and theories. What if retail vanilla isn't up to like the expectations of vanilla players. Like, it's not gonna be 100% vanilla, but there's gonna be like, there might be some minor differences. But if it's like way off, will there be a relaunch?
Looking for a molten core.
Like I said, if Blizzard fucks up, then yes, we will continue on. But then again, we do not decide that. We do not decide that. The community as a whole decides if they fucked up or not.
Okay, so you're gonna continue since they're gonna fuck up.
Yeah, we already know they're gonna fuck up, man.
And I got one question before you guys leave. It's about the dev team. Is that okay?
Please go ahead.
Well, you know, is the dev team as a whole prepared to party? Are they prepared to party?
Yeah, that was good.
That was
well executed.
That was actually really good. I like that one.
Yeah, that was well done. Okay.
Can we just say we love the Parker before you leave? He's amazing.
Hey, but what was the answer to that last question, though?
Well, I'll be hosting a proper Q&A, maybe on Saturday. We'll see.
Just give us our data, bro, so we can go to a Brown Crusade too.
Yeah, one last thing. Who do I have to PayPal for Corrupted Ash Ring when next hits?
Dude, I'm still waiting for our bindings.
You'll have to press Alt 4 and reroll on Nighthaven, and then I have a German friend that you can call up.
Is it Krug?
Krug, yeah.
I pronounce it Keurig.
Oh, okay, thanks for taking your time, though.
Yeah, and where's the drama between you guys? There's nothing been on the news lately.
They don't care, mate. Who cares?
Needed it.
Yeah, World of Krug stopped coming out, so.
I think Esfan is here. Can you speak up, Esfan?
Please keep your mouth shut, Esfan. No one wants to hear your fucking voice.
Oh, it's Esfan! I'm killing Esfan!
I think I can spoil it. I think Esfan was contacted and asked to do a voiceover of his own character in the next episode.
Paladins are subhuman.
So I think whenever the next episode comes out, it might be dank.
Hold up, I'm real quick.
Esfan quit streaming.
If Esfan starts speaking, just blow into your mic, to be honest.
DK Brian.
Don't you know what to do with?
Anyways, I'm off. Thank you guys. See you
later.
Thank you.
We'll show you the way.
You do not know the way.
Where are you going?
You don't know the way.
How long will the food from the Valentine's event last?
5 days.
Also, Skeeth is a corrupted GM. Peace out.
Only 5 days?
I think so.
Flowers God, peace out.
When does the Valentine's event end?
Couple of days, he said.
I guess I'm corrupt GM now, eh?
Sure, mate.
You're not corrupt, you're just lazy.
Where's OP at? We need him.
You do not need orange peel here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Who's gonna ban all the Ephraim accounts?
This guy. This guy just wanted to party.
Wait, Kidney, if you're still here, what's your opinion on Ephraim?
This Q&A was out of time.
He's gone.
Is Ephraim immune within the leadership team?
I hope you stay on Darkshire, bro. Don't fucking reroll Lightbringer, you fucking retard.
No.
If you are going Alliance.
Ephraim's a GM, I heard.
He is not.
I heard he buys gold.
He may have. Who the hell knows?
Ephraim's a she.
65 ages.
This is how much I care about that player.
She's still unban her all day long.